Welcome to our podcast. Today, we're diving into everyday English expressions you should know. These expressions can help you sound more natural and connect better with native speakers. Are you ready to explore some common phrases that can enhance your English conversations?
Absolutely, Jennifer. Knowing these expressions can really boost your confidence when speaking. We'll cover phrases you can use in various situations, from casual conversations to professional settings. Let's get started with our first expression.
A common way to greet someone is to say, "How's it going?" This is a friendly, informal way to check in on someone. It's great for friends or coworkers. You can expect a casual response like, "I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?"
Exactly, Jennifer. Another common greeting is "What's up?" This is very informal, perfect for friends. It invites the other person to share how they're feeling or what they've been doing. You might hear, "Not much, just relaxing. What's up with you?"
Then there's "long time no see." Use this when you haven't seen someone in a while. It's a fun way to acknowledge that time has passed. For example, you could say, "Hey, long time no see. How have you been?"
Yes, and don't forget about "nice to meet you." You can say this when you first meet someone. It's polite and shows you appreciate the introduction. You can follow it with a smile and a handshake to make it more personal.
Another good one is "take care." You can use this when saying goodbye to someone. It's a warm way to wish someone well as they leave. For example, you might say, "It was great seeing you. Take care."
When you need assistance, you can say, "Could you help me out?" This is a polite way to ask someone for help. For instance, if you're lost, you might ask a stranger, "Excuse me, could you help me out? I'm looking for the nearest subway station."
That's a great one. Another phrase is "Can you give me a hand?" This is also friendly and implies that you need a little extra help. You could say, "I'm moving this weekend. Can you give me a hand?"
You can also say, "I'd appreciate your help." This is a more formal way to ask for assistance, showing that you value the other person's time. For example, "I'd appreciate your help with this project if you have some time."
And let's not forget about "Do you mind helping me?" This phrase is polite and often used when you're asking someone to do a favor. You might say, "Do you mind helping me with my homework? I'm struggling with this topic."
Exactly. These expressions not only help you ask for help, but also build a friendly atmosphere. The more you practice using them, the easier it will be to speak English naturally.
When someone helps you, you can say, "Thank you so much." This is a sincere way to show appreciation. For example, if a colleague helps you with a task, you can say, "Thank you so much for your assistance today."
Another expression is "I really appreciate it." This is a heartfelt way to acknowledge someone's efforts. For instance, if a friend supports you during a tough time, you could say, "I really appreciate it. You've been so helpful."
Then there's "You're a lifesaver." Use this when someone has helped you in a crucial moment. For example, "You're a lifesaver. I was really stressed about this deadline, and your help made it so much easier."
And don't forget, "Thanks a lot." This is an informal way to express your gratitude. You can use it with friends or family. For instance, if someone cooks you dinner, you could say, "Thanks a lot. This meal is delicious."
These expressions will help you convey gratitude in a friendly and genuine manner, making your interactions more positive. The more you use them, the more comfortable you'll become in social situations. When sharing your thoughts, a good phrase is "in my opinion." This phrase helps you express what you think about a topic. For example, you could say, "In my opinion, traveling is one of the best ways to learn about new cultures."
Exactly. Another phrase is "I believe that." This phrase is also useful when sharing your thoughts. For instance, you might say, "I believe that everyone should try to learn a new language. It opens up many opportunities."
You can also use "from my perspective." This phrase shows that you are sharing your personal view. For example, "From my perspective, teamwork is essential for success in any project." Working together makes tasks easier.
Another good expression is "it seems to me." This phrase allows you to present your viewpoint in a gentle way. For instance, you could say, "It seems to me that people are becoming more interested in online education these days."
And let's not forget "I feel that." This is a strong way to express your feelings about a subject. For example, "I feel that art plays a vital role in our lives." It allows us to express emotions and ideas in unique ways.
These phrases help you articulate your opinions clearly. Using them in conversation will make you sound more confident when discussing various topics. It encourages others to share their thoughts as well.
When you agree with someone, you can say, "I completely agree." This shows that you share the same opinion. For example, "I completely agree that exercise is essential for maintaining good health."
Absolutely. Another phrase is "I see your point." This is a respectful way to acknowledge someone's opinion, even if you might not fully agree. You could say, "I see your point about the importance of education."
If you partially agree, you can say, "I agree to some extent." This shows that you understand their view but have some reservations. For instance, "I agree to some extent that technology can improve our lives, but it has its downsides too."
If you want to express disagreement politely, you can use "I'm not sure I agree." This phrase softens your disagreement. You might say, "I'm not sure I agree with that statement. I think there are other factors to consider."
Another way to disagree is to say, "That's an interesting perspective," but this phrase opens the door for discussion. For example, "That's an interesting perspective, but I think we need more research on the topic before concluding."
Using these phrases helps maintain a respectful conversation, even when opinions differ. It shows that you value the other person's view while still expressing your thoughts.
When you need assistance, you can say, "Could you help me with this?" This is a polite way to ask for help. For example, you might say, "Could you help me with my homework? I'm struggling to understand some concepts."
Exactly. Another helpful phrase is "I would appreciate your help." This shows gratitude in advance. For instance, "I would appreciate your help in organizing the event. Your experience would be valuable."
You can also use "Do you mind helping me?" This phrase is friendly and polite. For example, "Do you mind helping me carry these boxes? They are a bit heavy for me."
Another great expression is "I could use some assistance." This clearly shows that you need support. You could say, "I could use some assistance with this project. I'm not sure how to proceed."
If you want to be specific, you can say, "Could you show me how to do this?" This invites someone to teach you. For example, "Could you show me how to use this software? I've never worked with it before."
These phrases not only express your needs but also encourage others to offer their help. Using them makes it easier to ask for support when you need it.
When you need to apologize, you can say, "I am sorry for the mistake I made." This is a straightforward way to express regret. For example, "I am sorry for the mistake I made on the report. I did not double-check my data."
Another phrase is "I apologize for my actions." This is slightly more formal but still effective. For instance, "I apologize for my actions during the discussion. I let my emotions take over and I did not mean to offend anyone."
If you want to explain, you can say, "I did not mean to cause any trouble." This shows that your actions were unintentional. For example, "I did not mean to cause any trouble by forgetting the meeting. I was caught up with another commitment."
A helpful phrase is "Please forgive me for." This is a polite way to ask for understanding. For instance, "Please forgive me for not being more attentive in our last conversation. I was distracted and did not mean to ignore your points."
You can also say, "I take full responsibility for." This shows accountability. For example, "I take full responsibility for the confusion caused by my email. I should have communicated more clearly."
Using these phrases helps create a respectful environment. They allow you to acknowledge mistakes while fostering understanding and forgiveness in your conversations.
When you want to express gratitude, you can say, "Thank you for your help." This is a simple way to show appreciation. For example, "Thank you for your help with my English homework." Your explanations made it much clearer.
Another phrase is, I really appreciate your support. This conveys deeper gratitude. For instance, I really appreciate your support during my presentation. Your feedback helped me improve my confidence.
When you want to share your opinion, you can say, in my opinion, reading books is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary and knowledge. This phrase helps you convey your thoughts clearly.
Another helpful phrase is, I believe that practicing speaking every day can significantly boost your English skills. This shows that you are confident in your viewpoint and encourages others to think about your perspective.
You can also use the phrase, from my perspective. Learning English opens up many career opportunities in today's global job market. This allows you to present your view respectfully.
If you want to invite discussion, you can say, what do you think about online learning compared to traditional classrooms? I find both have their benefits. This encourages others to share their thoughts openly.
A more assertive way to express your opinion is by saying, I strongly feel that everyone should have the chance to learn a new language, as it enriches life experiences. This emphasizes your conviction on the topic.
Using these phrases helps create a respectful dialogue and encourages others to share their opinions while ensuring that your thoughts are expressed clearly.
When you want to make a suggestion, you can say, how about we practice speaking English together for an hour every week? This is a friendly way to propose an idea that benefits both of you.
Another useful phrase is, you might want to consider watching English movies with subtitles to improve your listening skills. This gently offers advice that could be very helpful.
You can also say, I suggest that we organize a study group to help each other learn more effectively. This is a direct way to share your recommendation with your friends.
If you want to be supportive, you can say, it could be helpful if you keep a journal to practice writing in English daily. This provides a helpful perspective that can lead to improvement.
If you want to be supportive, you can say, it could be helpful if you keep a journal to practice writing in English daily. This provides a helpful perspective that can lead to improvement.
These phrases foster a collaborative environment and make it easy to share ideas and suggestions in a respectful manner, which can lead to better communication.
When you agree with someone, you can say, I completely agree with you on that point. It's essential to stay informed about current events. This shows that you share their viewpoint.
If you want to partially agree, you can say, I see your point, but I think we should also consider other factors. This allows you to acknowledge their opinion while introducing your own perspective.
A strong way to express disagreement is, I understand where you're coming from, but I believe that face-to-face communication is more effective than digital communication. This communicates your viewpoint respectfully.
Another phrase for disagreement is, I have a different perspective on that. I feel that teamwork is crucial for successful projects. This clearly presents your view while respecting the other person's opinion.
You can also say, well, I respect your opinion. I feel that experience plays a significant role in learning. This approach acknowledges the other person's viewpoint while maintaining your stance.
Using these expressions helps create a constructive dialogue. They allow for healthy discussions, making it easier to understand different perspectives.
When you need clarification, you can say, could you explain what you meant by that? This shows that you are engaged and want to understand better.
Another useful phrase is, I'm not sure I understand your point. Can you elaborate on that? This encourages the speaker to provide more details, helping you grasp the concept.
You can also ask, can you give me an example to help me understand? This request invites them to provide a specific situation that illustrates their point.
If you want to check your understanding, you can say, so if I understand correctly, you are saying that teamwork is essential in a project. Is that right? This confirms that you are on the same page.
A polite way to seek clarification is to say, I would appreciate it if you could clarify your statement about the new policy. This shows that you value their input and want to ensure you understand.
These phrases are essential in conversations as they help you engage more deeply and avoid misunderstandings. They encourage clearer communication between participants.
When you want to express gratitude, you can say, thank you for your help. It made a significant difference in my project. This shows appreciation for the support received.
Another way to express thanks is to say, I really appreciate your guidance on this matter. It has helped me a lot. This acknowledges the value of their assistance in your learning.
You can also say, I am grateful for your support during my preparation for the exam. It boosted my confidence. This clearly conveys how their help has impacted you positively.
If you want to extend your gratitude, you can say, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. Your insights were invaluable. This reinforces the importance of their effort and advice.
A warm way to express gratitude is to say, I cannot thank you enough for your encouragement throughout this process. It truly means a lot to me. This heartfelt expression strengthens your connection. Using these phrases in conversation helps foster a positive atmosphere. They highlight appreciation and strengthen relationships among friends and colleagues. When you want to invite someone to share their thoughts, you can say, I would love to hear your opinion on this matter because I value your perspective. What do you think about the impact of technology on communication? This makes it clear that you respect their input and are eager to engage in a dialogue.
Another inviting phrase is, feel free to jump in if you have any thoughts on this topic. Your insights are always enlightening. I think discussing this further could bring new ideas to light. This encourages an open discussion, making others feel welcomed to contribute.
You can also ask, what are your thoughts on this issue? I know you have valuable experiences that can enhance our understanding of the topic. This statement shows that you believe their experiences can add depth to the conversation.
If you want to create an inclusive environment, you might say, I encourage everyone to share their views. Each of our opinions can lead to a richer conversation. So, please feel free to express what's on your mind. This approach emphasizes the importance of collaboration and shared knowledge.
A gentle way to invite input is to say, I would love to know how you feel about this. Your perspective is important, and it could help us see things from a different angle. This statement not only invites conversation, but also shows respect for their thoughts.
Using these phrases effectively creates a welcoming atmosphere for discussion. They invite participation, ensuring everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas and enriching the conversation.
When sharing a personal experience, you can say, I remember when I first started learning English. It was challenging, but I found that practicing daily helped me improve significantly. For instance, I would listen to podcasts and repeat phrases I heard. This gives context and makes your point relatable.
Another way to share is to say, I once faced a similar challenge when I was preparing for a presentation. I practiced in front of friends, which helped build my confidence. Their feedback was invaluable, and it made me feel more prepared. This personal anecdote helps others see the value of seeking help.
You can also say, a turning point for me was when I joined a conversation club. It was nerve-wracking at first, but I realized that everyone was there to learn, just like me. It made me feel more at ease and encouraged me to speak more. Sharing these details can inspire others to take similar steps.
If you want to illustrate the importance of experience, you can say, I've learned that making mistakes is part of the process. For example, I once mispronounced a word during a meeting, and instead of feeling embarrassed, I laughed it off. It turned out to be a great icebreaker. This story normalizes errors and encourages resilience.
A thoughtful way to share is to say, I have found that journaling my thoughts in English helped clarify my ideas. It allowed me to express myself better and reflect on my progress over time. Looking back at my earlier entries shows how far I have come. This not only shares a technique, but also motivates others.
These personal anecdotes create connections among speakers. They illustrate the practical application of phrases while making the conversation relatable and enriching the overall experience.
When you want to encourage someone, you can say, I believe in your ability to master this language. You have made great progress, and with continued practice, you will see even more improvement. This statement provides reassurance and highlights their efforts.
Another encouraging phrase is, keep going. Remember, every little bit of practice counts. I felt the same way when I was learning, and it truly pays off in the long run. This motivates them to persevere, reminding them of the rewards of hard work.
You can also say, don't hesitate to ask for help whenever you need it. We all face challenges, and seeking support is a sign of strength. Together, we can overcome any obstacles you might encounter. This approach fosters a supportive community.
If you want to inspire confidence, you can say, think about how far you've come already. Reflecting on your journey can show you that you're capable of achieving your goals. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. This perspective encourages a growth mindset.
A motivating way to provide encouragement is to say, embrace the learning process and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each mistake is a step toward improvement. I learned the most from my errors. This statement normalizes the learning journey and promotes resilience.
Using these phrases effectively creates a supportive atmosphere. They help build confidence, encouraging individuals to pursue their language goals without fear of failure.
When you want to talk about future plans, you can say, I am looking forward to improving my English skills by attending a language immersion program next summer. I believe this experience will allow me to practice speaking in real-life situations with native speakers. This creates excitement and shows a proactive approach.
Another way to express your plans is to say, I intend to join a local book club that focuses on English literature. By discussing books with others, I hope to expand my vocabulary and enhance my comprehension skills. I think this will be a fun and engaging way to learn. This illustrates a specific and enjoyable method of learning.
You can also share, I have a goal to travel to an English-speaking country within the next year. I want to immerse myself in the culture and practice the language daily. I believe that being in an English-speaking environment will accelerate my learning and help me gain confidence. This emphasizes the benefits of real-world experience.
If you want to talk about long-term aspirations, you can say, my ultimate goal is to work in an international company where I can use my English skills regularly. I understand that achieving this will take hard work, but I am dedicated to putting in the effort needed to reach this dream. This highlights ambition and commitment.
A supportive way to discuss plans is to say, I encourage everyone to set personal goals for learning English. Whether it is reading a certain number of books or holding conversations with native speakers, each goal can motivate you to keep progressing. This fosters a sense of community and mutual support.
These phrases facilitate meaningful conversations about aspirations. They allow individuals to share their ambitions and inspire each other to take action toward their goals, reinforcing the importance of planning and commitment.
When discussing hobbies, you can say, one of my favorite hobbies is painting. I find that it allows me to express my creativity and relax after a long day. I often take time on weekends to work on new projects, which also helps improve my English vocabulary related to art. This connects personal interests with language learning.
Another way to share your hobby is to say, I enjoy hiking because it helps me stay active and connect with nature. I often join hiking groups where I meet new people and practice speaking English while exploring beautiful trails. It's a great way to combine exercise and language learning. This highlights the social aspect of hobbies.
You can also say, cooking is a passion of mine. I love trying new recipes, and I often read English cookbooks to expand my culinary skills. By cooking dishes from different cultures, I not only learn about food but also practice my reading and comprehension skills in English. This shows how hobbies can enrich learning experiences.
If you want to talk about a more unique hobby, you might say, I recently started learning to play the guitar. It has been a challenge, but I enjoy learning songs in English. It helps me improve my listening skills and pronunciation while having fun with music. This demonstrates the connection between hobbies and language practice.
A great way to encourage others to share their interests is to say, what hobbies do you enjoy? I believe that sharing our passions can inspire each other and make learning more enjoyable. Everyone has something unique to contribute. This statement invites open discussion and fosters connections.
These conversations about hobbies not only allow individuals to express their interests, but also highlight how engaging in personal passions can enhance language skills. They encourage others to find creative ways to practice English.
When giving a compliment, you can say, "I truly admire your dedication to learning English." It's inspiring to see how much effort you put into your studies. Your progress is evident, and it motivates others to keep working hard. This acknowledges their hard work and encourages continued effort.
Another way to compliment someone is to say you have a great sense of humor. The way you express yourself makes conversations so enjoyable. It really helps create a relaxed atmosphere for everyone to join in. This fosters positivity and camaraderie in group settings.
You can also say, "I appreciate how you always share interesting insights during our discussions." Your unique perspective adds depth to our conversations and makes learning more enriching for everyone involved. This reinforces the value of individual contributions.
If you want to recognize someone's achievements, you can say, "Congratulations on your recent success in passing the English exam. Your hard work and persistence have truly paid off." I'm sure this is just the beginning of many more accomplishments. This celebrates their milestones and motivates them to aim higher.
A thoughtful way to compliment someone is to say, "Your ability to explain complex ideas in simple terms is impressive." It makes it easier for everyone to understand and learn from you. "I admire your teaching skills." This emphasizes the importance of clear communication and teaching.
These phrases for giving compliments create a supportive and encouraging atmosphere. They help individuals feel valued, boosting confidence and fostering positive relationships within the learning community.
When you need clarification, you can say, "Could you please explain that concept again? I want to make sure I fully understand what you mean." Sometimes, hearing it a second time helps me grasp it better. This shows a willingness to learn and seek assistance when needed.
Another way to ask for clarity is to say, "I'm not sure I completely followed your point. Can you provide an example to illustrate what you mean?" Real-life examples often help clarify complex ideas. This approach encourages deeper understanding through practical application.
You can also ask, "Could you elaborate on that? I am interested in hearing more about your viewpoint and how you arrived at that conclusion." This indicates genuine curiosity and encourages the speaker to provide more context.
If you want to confirm your understanding, you might say, "Just to clarify, are you saying that learning in groups is more effective than studying alone? I want to make sure I understand your perspective correctly." This allows for constructive dialogue and ensures everyone is on the same page.
A good approach is to say, "I didn't quite catch that part. Would you mind rephrasing it?" Sometimes, a different wording can make a big difference in understanding. This shows that you are engaged and keen to improve your comprehension.
Using these phrases effectively creates an open environment for communication. They encourage dialogue and ensure everyone feels comfortable seeking clarification, which is essential for effective learning.
When discussing culture, you can say, "I find it fascinating to learn about different cultural traditions." For example, I recently read about the significance of Diwali in Indian culture, celebrating light over darkness. This holiday emphasizes family joy and togetherness. This shows interest in global diversity.
Another way to share your thoughts is to say, "One aspect of my culture that I cherish is our holiday celebrations. Each festival brings people together, and it's a time for sharing stories and creating memories with loved ones. It reinforces the bonds we share as a community." This highlights the importance of cultural practices.
You can also express, "I enjoy trying foods from various cultures because they tell stories about the people and traditions behind them." For instance, exploring Thai cuisine introduced me to new flavors and cooking techniques that I now love to replicate at home. This emphasizes the connection between food and culture.
If you want to discuss the arts, you might say, "I appreciate how music reflects cultural identity. Listening to different genres exposes me to new ideas and emotions, enriching my understanding of diverse perspectives." For example, jazz music has deep roots in American culture and showcases unique storytelling. This illustrates the impact of art on cultural appreciation.
A great way to invite discussion about culture is to say, "What cultural practices or traditions do you find most interesting?" I believe sharing our experiences can help us learn from each other and appreciate the diversity around us. This encourages open conversation about cultural exploration.
These discussions about culture promote understanding and appreciation of different backgrounds. They encourage individuals to share their experiences, fostering a richer learning environment.
Personal growth is such an important journey. I often reflect on how my experiences shape who I am today. For instance, I set a goal to read a book each month, which has not only improved my English, but also introduced me to diverse ideas and perspectives. This habit encourages me to keep evolving as a learner.
I completely agree. Jennifer, personal growth is essential in every aspect of life. I believe that stepping out of my comfort zone, like trying new activities or meeting new people, challenges me to develop. For example, I recently attended a public speaking workshop. It helped build my confidence and sharpen my communication skills significantly.
Absolutely, Daniel. Taking risks is vital for personal development. I've learned that failure is just a stepping stone to success. When I tried to lead a group project, I faced difficulties. However, it taught me valuable lessons about teamwork, resilience, and the importance of clear communication. Every setback is a setup for a comeback.
That's a great point, Jennifer. Each challenge can teach us something new about ourselves. I often journal to reflect on my experiences and what I've learned. This practice helps me recognize my strengths and areas for improvement. Writing down my thoughts enables me to track my growth over time, and I find it incredibly rewarding.
Journaling is an excellent tool. I started doing it as well. I write about my daily challenges and victories, which allows me to appreciate my progress. It's a reminder that growth is a continuous process. I encourage everyone to try journaling. It can be therapeutic and provide insights into one's personal journey.
Definitely, sharing our personal growth journeys inspires others to embrace their paths. By discussing our experiences, we create a supportive environment where everyone feels encouraged to strive for their goals. Celebrating each other's milestones fosters a strong sense of community and motivation to keep pushing forward.
Traveling is such a transformative experience. I had the chance to visit Italy last summer, and it was incredible to immerse myself in the rich history and culture. I enjoyed exploring the local markets, tasting authentic cuisine, and even practicing my English with locals. Every interaction added depth to my experience.
That sounds amazing, Jennifer. Traveling has a unique way of broadening our horizons. I remember my trip to Japan where I experienced a completely different lifestyle. The blend of tradition and modernity fascinated me. Plus, engaging in conversations with locals improved my language skills while giving me new cultural insights.
Exactly, Daniel. Traveling allows us to learn through experience. One highlight from my trip was participating in a traditional cooking class where I learned how to make pasta from scratch. It was not only delicious, but also a fantastic way to meet new people and practice my English while sharing stories about our cultures.
Cooking classes are such a fun way to connect. I took a sushi making class during my visit to Japan. It was fascinating to learn the art behind the dishes and understand the significance of each ingredient. These experiences remind us that food is a universal language that brings people together, fostering friendships and understanding.
Absolutely, sharing meals can break down barriers. I also love taking photos when I travel to capture memories and moments. I often share these stories with friends and family, which helps me practice storytelling in English. It's a way to relive those experiences while improving my language skills through sharing.
Photos are great for storytelling. I create travel vlogs to document my journeys. By narrating my experiences, I can share insights and tips while practicing my English. It also allows me to connect with others who have similar interests and encourages them to explore new destinations. It's all about fostering a love for travel and learning.
Technology has transformed our lives in so many ways. I think about how we can learn languages through various apps and online platforms. For instance, I've been using language exchange apps to connect with native speakers, which allows me to practice conversational English regularly while making new friends globally.
That's true, Jennifer. Technology has opened up countless opportunities for language learning. I often watch educational videos on YouTube to enhance my listening skills. There's a wealth of content available on various topics, and it's so engaging to learn from different creators who share their expertise and insights in creative ways.
YouTube is a fantastic resource. I also enjoy listening to podcasts about technology. They not only help improve my English, but also keep me updated on the latest trends. For example, I recently listened to a podcast discussing the impact of artificial intelligence on everyday life, which sparked my curiosity about future advancements.
Podcasts are such a great way to learn while multitasking. I particularly enjoy tech-focused podcasts that dive into specific topics like cybersecurity or the latest gadgets. They provide valuable information and improve my vocabulary related to the tech industry. Engaging with such content keeps me informed and entertained at the same time.
I agree, Daniel. It's exciting to see how technology shapes our future. I'm also fascinated by how online courses are becoming more accessible. With platforms like Coursera and Udemy, we can learn almost anything from home. I've taken courses on digital marketing, which expanded my knowledge and helped me apply new skills in practical ways.
Absolutely. Online learning has revolutionized education. I appreciate that we can learn at our own pace and revisit materials whenever needed. I took a coding course recently, and it was incredible to see how programming languages work. Technology provides tools that empower us to enhance our skills and pursue new interests.
Family is such an important part of our lives. I value the time I spend with my family, especially during holidays when we gather to celebrate together. I love cooking traditional meals that we all enjoy, and these moments strengthen our bonds while allowing me to share my culinary skills with them.
That sounds lovely, Jennifer. Family gatherings create such meaningful memories. I cherish my family traditions as well. For example, we have a game night every month. It's a fun way to connect and enjoy each other's company while sharing laughter. These simple moments remind us of the importance of family in our lives.
Game nights are fantastic. They encourage teamwork and friendly competition. I also appreciate how my family supports my learning journey. My parents always encourage me to pursue my interests, and they often ask about my progress in English. Their support motivates me to continue improving and striving for my goals.
Having a supportive family makes a big difference. I also love sharing my learning experiences with my siblings. We often discuss what we've learned and help each other with our language skills. I believe that this mutual support fosters growth and makes learning more enjoyable for everyone involved in our family.
Absolutely. It's inspiring to have that encouragement. I find that our family conversations often involve sharing stories from our lives. These discussions not only help strengthen our connections, but also improve my storytelling skills in English. It's a way for me to practice while creating lasting memories.
That's a great point, Jennifer. Family stories are precious. I encourage everyone to share their learning experiences with their families. It fosters a sense of pride and unity, reminding us that we are all in this journey together. Celebrating each other's successes makes the learning process more fulfilling and enjoyable.
As we wrap up our discussion today, it's clear that language learning and personal growth are deeply connected. By sharing our experiences and insights, we not only improve our skills, but also strengthen our bonds with others.
Absolutely, Jennifer. Embracing these conversations empowers us to grow together. Remember, every step we take in our learning journey is an opportunity for connection and understanding. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to exploring more topics in our next episode.